Alright guys, I said I was going to make this video about, you see it's kind of a crappy rainy day, but I was going to make a video about my recording setup in my car. So I have a little studio setup kind of in my car so I can take advantage of my time when I'm heading into work. So let me take you through it. Let me flip this camera. Alright, so we're sitting in my garage. There's my charger. And let's go check out what I got set up inside the charger here. So within the charger, I got a little recording studio kind of wired up here. And let me start this. So first of all, I'm going to show you it's got a little bit of complexity to it, and I think I'm getting a little feedback on my voice. Hopefully that's better. So I got a little more complex setup than what probably a lot of people do. I'll show you the complex version. I'll show you the easier version. So first of all, you can see I have a Zoom H6 mounted in my car. So this allows me to take and bring in a higher quality microphone. And you can actually get these microphones right into your iPhone. But this allows me to pull in multiple mics if I want. And here I have an Audio-Technica condenser mic. You can see the clip. I just clip it right onto my seatbelt as I'm recording or as I'm on the move. I'll plug that right on and fire everything up, and I'll start recording. So great mic, sounds fantastic. Picks up a little bit more background noise than I typically like, these condenser mics, but it sounds really good. Now the recorder, the purpose of the recorder is a couple of things. One, it allows me to control my levels, so I can control my input, which I'm trying a new app right now, and my input sounds a little, I think I'm getting a little echo, but it allows me to control some inputs and the volume I want of those. And specifically what I really love about using this is it allows me to cut out the higher and low, the really low frequencies and the higher frequencies. So why background noise, when you're in your car, there's a certain element of story it adds. It adds an element of depth, and I like that. So that element of depth is nice when you're recording in your car. So there's a nice sound to it, I think. But when you get this hum or this whistle that is just constant through recording, it's really freaking annoying. And people don't like that. So you want to eliminate those if you can. So there's a couple ways of doing it. One is just, don't play your radio. Don't turn the air on and have the air conditioner blowing on your mic, things like that. For me, one of the things I do is I have a recorder. I already had it. I owned it. I set it up so I can use it in here, and I cut it. So let's move on. So the recorder comes out. Again, I have a nice condenser mic into the recorder. I can have actually multiple mics, so I can have multiple people in here recording if I wanted to in different channels. But out of that, I run that into my phone, into my iPhone. Now, within my iPhone, I have a couple of things. There's a few different apps I use, I've been playing with. One is Hindenburg. I'm a big Hindenburg fan when I record in my basement. This allows me to record segments, or I can record a whole podcast, and I can transfer it straight into Hindenburg on my desktop. So I love this for recording segments. I'm not a big fan of this for recording an entire podcast, even though you could. So great app though, simple, but doesn't serve that purpose. For most people, this is probably the easier answer. bossjock Studio, fantastic app. So what happens is I record with my condenser mic, or I talk into my condenser mic. It goes into the Zoom H6. It's going to strip out and give me a sound that I want. It's going to take that sound, export it out. It's going to push it out into my iPhone, where bossjock Studio will actually pick it up. Now, bossjock Studio gives me some functionality where I can play some noise. So if I, for instance, I wanted to add an intro or a segment, so as I'm talking I want to play some music in the background, or I want to play noise for an introduction of a segment, or I want to play my intro to my podcast, I could do that and essentially mix the entire podcast on the fly while I'm recording. So bossjock Studio is probably the one most people use, and it works fantastic. Really like it. The last app I use, or I'm playing with, is actually Spreaker, and I know not everybody likes Spreaker. They're a hosting platform, and there's a lot of debate on hosting platforms and things like that, and Libsyn and Blueberry and podcast websites are all doing this now and have all great products, and I don't want to take, you know, one versus the other. But what I'm playing with Spreaker, what I like is the fact is I can I can take my recording out of the recorder into Spreaker, and I can essentially, within Spreaker on the fly, I can record several episodes, and I can upload just as fast as I record. So with bossjock Studio and things of that nature, there's some additional steps to take the audio and now put it into a format or put it into your hosting platform, which is really, really easy. But with this, I can actually, and I don't think you get a really good picture there, but I can record, and as fast as I'm done recording, I can hit send, and I can push this directly up to Spreaker, and it's live and hosted. I like that convenience. However, my favorite really is working with bossjock. So especially, you know, for most people that don't use Spreaker, this is probably the common one. If I'm recording individual segments, I don't use bossjock. I usually go to Hindenburg because it's just easy to transfer. So this is the studio setup in my car. Again, condenser mic, H6 mounted, iPhone mounted. Works really good. I get in my car, I fire everything up, and 10-15 minutes to work, and I have a podcast done. Now there's another thing I could actually say. I could take, sometimes every once in a while, I'll take the audio out of my recorder, and I actually have a mounted zoom camera. It actually has great speakers on this, but I use the camera for other purposes, and the camera comes down. It's not up there all the time, but I can mount that. So as I'm recording my podcast, I can actually pump the output of my recorder directly into my camera, and now I get a full-fledged video with good sound that I can use. So I don't use the camera so much. I have another purpose. I'm trying to take segments using the camera as I move. I'm trying something a little bit different. So anyway, that is the configuration of the charger. So there you go. You see it all. There's the camera, the recorder, the phone. Can't really see the condenser mic, but it's all sitting in there. Most people, it's probably overkill. Again, probably way overkill. I'm a gadget guy. I'm an IT guy, so I love playing with this stuff, so I probably go way over the top. Most people, you get a good mic. You can even use your Apple headphones, go straight into bossjock Studio, and you're fine. If anything, I would buy, a nice little Audio-Technica mic or something. That condenser mic was $28. It is actually built to go right into the iPhone, so it has the correct jack that matches on the iPhone, so I can plug it directly in, and I get a better sound with that mic going directly in. And one of the things with that is it actually, I guess one last thing, is with that mic, it actually has a dual jack, which allows me, one, it takes the mic into the recorder, and two, it allows me to plug headphones in so I can hear what I'm doing. So it's a nice setup. That little mic and the dual jack came with the mic. I think it was $28 on Amazon. It gives me a great sound, and that's it. So that's the tour. That is the studio. So it's not, what's that? So it's not Cribs. It's not MTV Cribs, but it is my studio, my mobile studio, and that is my setup. So I hope that helps you guys. Let me know if you have any questions.